Previously on Wild Billz.
Here you go. Here you go.
The Sailfish 400 races out of Miami.
It's him, it's him, it's him!
And Wild Billz Team Liquid finishes in the top 5.
Good job, Art. Good job, boys.
We did what we could to put ourselves in a great position for that purple jacket, which is still the goal.
Halfway through the 4-tournament Quest for the Crest Sailfish Series, the third leg is about to begin.
We got to have 2 spectacular tournaments. Can it happen? Absolutely, it can happen.
I'm going to go after it 100%.
With the 3 Inlet Sailfish Challenge, the largest sailfishing tournament in the world.
There you go.
For 5 months of intense competition.
Everybody wants to take the top prize. Get recognized as winning the biggest event.
Through 4 hard-fought, high-stakes tournaments.
We're going to work hard at it and do whatever it takes to get the bites.
The world's best sailfishing teams put it all on the line once again in their quest to get tight with the fastest fish in the sea, the iconic, acrobatic Atlantic sailfish.
Every time I see one come up on a kite bait, it just, I can't help it. I love it.
At stake, a multi-million-dollar purse, the coveted burgundy jacket.
We will be putting on that jacket at the end of the season.
And title of #1 sailfishing team in the world. Only one team will reign victorious in the prestigious Quest for the Crest Sailfish Series. The rematch of Teams Liquid, 4 Aces, and Vitamin C2. Wild Billz.
Wild Billz, presented by Bass Pro Shops.
70 boats, more than 500 anglers, competing for nearly $500,000 in prize money. It's the Sailfish Challenge, Leg 3 in the 4-tournament Quest for the Crest Sailfish Series. February in South Florida. This time of year, the sailfish bite can turn on anywhere up and down the coast. Perfect timing for the world's largest sailfishing tournament. Teams competing in the 2-day Sailfish Challenge can launch from any of 3 inlets: Government Cut in Miami, Hillsborough Inlet in Pompano Beach, or Lake Worth Inlet in West Palm Beach.
The most important thing we're trying to do right now is figure out where to fish. The bite was good up in Palm Beach yesterday. Today it seems like it's leaning more towards Miami.
We didn't really pre-fish, in all honesty, for this tournament. Normally we would put in a day. If the boat was left in Miami all the time, we would have been able to go out in the morning, look around, play around, and find it. But we couldn't do that. We have the boat in Key Largo, so when we leave the dock, we have 2 days worth of bait. If we would have bounced around all day long pre-fishing, it just wouldn't have worked out. We would have ended up putting more abuse on baits.
We've been feeding these baits for most of them for at least like a month or so. They're actually fatter than we are when we catch them, so they've got a little more energy, they've got a better slime coat, so having a good quality bait is definitely crucial.
The Sailfish 400, we had a lot of gog die off. Having good bait and having bad bait, sometimes that will make or break in a tournament.
Typically, the bigger the boundary, the better for us, because we're extremely fast and we can cover that ground, but it's going to be rough enough that no matter how fast you are, you're going to get knocked back. Moving back to the south, we can still probably do in the neighborhood of 40 knots. Back to the north, we'll be lucky if we can make 30 knots in the sea tomorrow. Unless something drastically changes, but I talked to some guys in Sebastian and it's absolutely blowing a gale up there right now, and it's coming this way.
We need to go fish and make sure we got everything we need on the boat, run through the drills, and it's always good to go look around and see if there's anything kind of consistent happening. It went crazy yesterday about 30 miles north of here. Slightly different conditions than we're gonna have tomorrow, but as long as that body of fish is there, I feel like we can get bit out of it.
The fish are there. They're up there, they're down south. It's a matter of the conditions are gonna make up and be right. And if they do make up and get right, you can catch a lot quick.
Although we're in the middle, leaving from my house in Hillsborough, we got some decisions to make what we're gonna do and how we're gonna get there. A, are we going north or south? Certainly in the morning it would be easier going south because you'd be going with it. If we decide to go north, that's like a 2.5 hour trip. So it's gonna be a 3 a.m. start. If you go to Palm Beach tomorrow and the bite's going off in Miami, you're not going. Could. It would have to be really good and really bad because it's, no matter what, you're forfeiting a couple hours. So pretty much where you go tomorrow, it's going to be feast or famine. You know, where you go, that's where you pretty much got to stay.
Team 4 Aces owner Peter Adrian won't let bait issues or health issues get him down. He's in it to win it.
It's been a tough year. First, the change of crew at the last minute is terrible. I haven't been in the best health condition, so I haven't been able to be on top of the game like I usually am. These kids are good fishermen. They try hard. We're gonna work on the bait issues. I got a new team member coming who's a very good fisherman, and it's gonna be full-time.
To come out on top in the Quest for the Crest Sailfish Series, teams must perform consistently well over 4 tournaments. Heading into this vital third leg, Team Liquid stands in 4th place in the series.
We're in a 70-boat tournament. 30 boats are going to get points out of this thing and nobody else. You know, if you play the numbers game, there's a better chance of not getting points than there are getting points in this thing. This one is by far the hardest to get points in and by far the most important to get points in. Last time in this tournament, we made a really good decision and had a pile of bites in some really difficult conditions and capitalized on enough to end up in 2nd place. If we can do in this tournament what we did in the 3rd tournament last year, then we'll likely be leading the deal.
Right long, he's on the right long.
You know I'm going to give it my all, no matter what. Give me the kayak, you know, I'll be rowing after him. I've been on the top and gone to the middle within minutes, and I've been at the bottom and gone to the top in minutes. So, got to give it 100% no matter what you're on.
Let's go fishing. Let the chips fall where they may.
Up next, the Wild Billz teams pre-fish and decide where to launch for the 3 Inlet Sailfish Challenge. It's pre-fishing day for the Sailfish Challenge, 3rd leg in the 4-tournament Quest for the Crest Sailfish Series. Team Vitamin C2 takes a turn for the northern boundary.
Everything went good. I mean, we're super short-handed. I said it last night, you know, I'm not really looking to catch a bunch of fish and set records today. It's more or less, you know, check the conditions, you know, see if we can get some bites, you know, more or less find the fish. And, you know, we did.
This is called Din Din. This is a good one, too.
To help stack the deck in their favor in this crucial tournament, Team 4 Aces has re-enlisted Joe Turner, one of the most highly decorated captains in competitive sail fishing.
I worked for Peter for about 8 years. He got out of it for a little while. He just got back in. At that point in time, I was already working with somebody else. And this year, just so happened, in the middle of the season, I was able to come aboard. So I'm real familiar with like Peter, Iggy, and Christian. I've known Christian since he was a little kid, 4 or 5 years old. And the guys that we're fishing with now, you know, that's a good group of guys. They've been together a long time. Peter's asked me to come along and see how it works. So far, so good. You know, they're good guys. Everybody's working hard.
Today was kind of get ready for the tournament day. We chose not to actually go out and physically pre-fish because we had to make a decision of which inlet basically we were going to base out of. We just didn't have the time to get out there, pre-fish, come back in, grab all our bait in Key Largo. So we just decided that we're basically pre-fish off the phone. We made a lot of phone calls.
Cell phone's a big thing, you know. If they've got a group of guys they talk to and they're real good friends with, so if I got another 20 people that I talk to and we stay in communication with, it's just more intel for everybody to share.
Yeah.
Team Liquid makes a run north in hopes that the surf they cover today will inform their strategy for lines in tomorrow.
It was really calm in the morning, so we were able to run, and I probably should have made it all the way to the north boundary just to get a good idea of what was going on all the way up there, but I didn't. I stopped a little short where there was really good fishing the day before, and the conditions were awful. Really, really bad. Bad green water, and there was a little bit of current, which helps, and really just not a lot of life.
Water looked kind of nasty where we were fishing.
That's a bite, that's a bite, that's a bite.
There was a nice edge, but it was really deep. Fished on it for a little bit and caught a bunch of kingfish. Well, saw a bunch of kingfish, caught a handful of them, caught a couple of mahis.
The weirdest thing about the season so far is how great it is one day in the exact same spot, awful the next. I think that the quantity of fish is strong. It's just so strange how it pops up here and there and with such inconsistency.
We're in kingfish soup.
Yes, we are.
After landing a couple of nice kingfish of their own, Team Vitamin C2 is getting a good feeling for sails.
Oh, there he is on the right short. Right short, Scott. Right short, pick the rod up.
We just got another one. We have one on right now. Here comes another one right here. He's eating. He's eating in the middle. Come on. All right. Anyway, ours is right here in front. Nice. There's your money shot, boys.
They're here. There's fish here. You know, you just got to find them. You know, the depth, the color, the current. you know. Seems like when you found a condition today that looked pretty good, we got a bite in it. So the fish are here. It's going to be where the best condition is and where they get fired up. You know, somebody can catch, you know, Sandman caught, you know, had 15 bites or something in a couple hours yesterday. So it, you know, it can happen just like that.
But getting the bites is only half the battle,
Reel it up!
especially on tournament day.
Just listen to me and shut up.
The guys, listen, they're capable. They can handle it. The thing is going to be, you know, get a bite, get everything out of the way, get that fish on the bow of the boat, and turn it into a multiple. You know, it's going to be the biggest thing is in this tournament. You got to video. You know, you got to touch the leaders. You got to hold the color cards up. You start hooking 4 or 5 fish at a time.
Somebody's got to call those fish in.
And you have to do all that. All going to be communication, and everybody, you know, try and relax as much as we can, and you know, just gotta get the bites.
Back me up on the right.
Here he Oh, God, big shark. Reeled up. Nice hammerhead. And we're going to get a sailfish bite. Remember, when there's hammerheads, there's sails.
Coming up next on Wild Billz, Team Liquid hooks up and gets tight.
Yeah, he's nice.
With nearly 100 miles from boundary to boundary in the Sailfish Challenge, teams are faced with making 2 vital decisions for tomorrow: where to start and where to run.
Late enough in the day, I didn't feel like going any further, and I was hearing what was going on up there and hearing what was going on the far south end. So we came back and found what was a really decent-looking situation there just south of Lake Worth Pier.
Yeah. All right, well, it sure looks, yeah, Tim, it's tailing right at us. He don't even know he's hooked. He's just coming right at us. Dude, just don't even get too tight. Yeah, don't get too tight, Jimmy. He's just he's gonna swim right to us.
No one want to get a spinner to pitch on this fish?
Literally, the fish is tailing straight to the boat.
I see him.
There was just a ton of activity, a ton of bird life, and they were constantly working. Stuff was driving small bait to the surface.
Is that a second fish right there on the right side of it?
That's your fish.
No, I saw something right there. 30 feet to the right of it.
In 15 minutes, got a bite.
We're doing this, and then the right kite's gonna get mowed down.
He's ramping up right out here. He's coming up. See him?
Look at him go. Oh, he's getting fired up right now. There you go. Now he's doing his thing. Now he's doing his thing.
Wound up, you know, catching one. You know, that was kind of wrap it up quick. That was it.
There he is, you cute little feller.
He gone.
Thank you, buddy. See you tomorrow, please.
Bring your buddies. First one today. Kind of little guy there, hoping to get a second bite out of him, but I guess he was swimming by himself. So conditions look good here. Let's see, hopefully there's some more.
Meanwhile, Team Vitamin C2 has 2 sails under their belt so far today, and the conditions are starting to roll.
Our guy here is really ramped up. Hold on, hey. Reel that kite in. Reel that kite in.
We had pretty much 2 guys in the boat, so putting 6 kite baits out and trying to fish a flat line with, you know, 2 guys. And, you know, we got a couple bites, moved to another area, got a couple more bites.
Pop out?
Yeah, it started getting bumpy today. I mean, it started blowing. We're watching the weather reports, and, you know, it was right on from basically 12 o'clock on. It started puffing pretty good.
Got him. Got it.
Grab the leader.
That is caught. Nice. And there goes the bait. And that's a release in 10 seconds.
Is that short wrapped up too?
As for Team Liquid, this final pre-fishing day only brought up 1 small sailfish.
Over the top and then under, he had another dolphin.
On the other hand,
Oh yeah, he's nice.
tonight's dinner is covered.
There you go.
And as far as where to go tomorrow,
Started working our way a little further and ran into some south tide. So really, we're in a bit of a quandary because the best of what I'm hearing is 140 miles apart on each end of the boundary on this deal.
Team 4 Aces is just about ready to hit the water and the pavement. But to which inlet?
And just to get the boat ready to move, you got a couple hours worth of stuff between you loading the rods. You got to dip all the baits in the boat. That takes over an hour. So before we can move anywhere, we got to figure out where we're going.
They got me throwing the bait pens in the back of my truck, and I'm gonna drive them up to West Palm or wherever. They're gonna call me in about an hour and see what we're gonna make our final decision and see where we go from there. And I will drive them up, and that way we can keep everything where we need to be.
Team 4 Aces finally settles on a start near the northern boundary, and they all head north with baits in tow.
When we even stopped in Miami on our way up here, even made more phone calls just to be sure that leaving Miami was a good decision. I think it's going to be a good decision because the most consistent fishing that we've seen has been up in Palm Beach over the last week and a half.
Up next on Wild Billz, as 70 teams stretch from boundary to boundary for the world's largest sailfishing tournament, who will be positioned for victory in the Sailfish Challenge?
Leader, I got him now. Leader again, leader.
Something's eating it. Feed it. Just fight the fish.
Wild Billz Team Liquid has tasted sweet victory in the quest for the Crest Sailfish Series with one tournament win.
Your champion, Team Liquid.
Over $1 million in prize money and a second-place finish in the series. They attribute their success to hard work, camaraderie, and a positive mental attitude.
These guys are doing it because they dearly love what we're doing. There's nowhere they'd rather be than out there with the kites in the air fishing. We're going to be down for sure one guy, possibly two guys on Friday. And that mojo or that camaraderie that you need everybody. Everybody serves a purpose. Everybody's there for a reason. And will we be successful without them? Of course we will. This is what we do. We're going to work really hard and we're going to make it happen. But it's a lot easier to be successful when everybody's there, clicking, doing their thing.
I fish because I love it. I'm not going to be that guy that's going to cure cancer or do something crazy, but I'm going to fish and I'm going to put in 110% every time I do it. And I'm hopeful that every time I put in 110%, I get 110% out. And I know with this group, I'm always going to get that from them.
Just wanted to check in. I did call in a guy that has fished with me for years and years, has since moved to Virginia, and he's hustling down here right now. He's been very, very successful in tournaments with me for years, so he's going to come help us out.
Team 4 Aces owner Peter Adrian will also be sitting out day one of the Sailfish Challenge.
The major reason for having such a bad season is that for the first time in my life I got sick. I got a serious illness, and it put me out for 2.5 months. We had a really bad scare, almost had to get major surgery in December.
And hopes their hired gun will help the Aces get on the fish.
We gotta go north for sure.
The usual crew with an addition of Joe. So we got Joe for this tournament and for the future. Peter hasn't shown up for a few events now, so he didn't fish the first day of Operation Sailfish, so it's going to be similar to that, where he'll probably come in for Saturday, and then everything will be good.
Is that him jumping? There's a sailfish jumping back there, guys.
Captain Tim Maddock is still going back and forth as to where Team Vitamin C2 will cast their lines in.
I pretty much decided I was going north tomorrow. You know, we fished north today. We saw a few fish. There was not a bunch of fish caught. Nobody caught the numbers that they did down south. You know, it's just now, it's okay, there were fish down there, there were fish up here. You got 70 boats gonna spread out, and you know, where's it gonna happen?
It's not like any one super hot bite is happening down in Miami or a super hot bite in Palm Beach or right in front here in Hillsborough. You got some really good reports, and there's gonna be great fishermen up and down the whole entire line from boundary to boundary.
Talking to people on the phone all day. You know, apparently it got pretty good in Miami this morning. With this tournament, you know, there's boundaries this year, but it's gonna be really rough tomorrow.
The marine forecast for Friday, day one of the Sailfish Challenge. Cloudy with a high of 70 degrees. East-northeast winds at 15 to 20 knots. Small craft operators exercise caution.
The conditions from 2 days ago to yesterday to today and to tomorrow is pretty much the same. The fish basically didn't change from a depth perspective, from a water condition, from the currents, from the winds, from everything like that. So we put in our due diligence for this, and it's not going to change from the last 2 days to today to tomorrow. It's going to be pretty much the same.
It's blowing every bit of the 20 that they're calling for. It's supposed to blow like that all night. There's going to be a bit of a sloppy sea involved. You know, it is conducive for good fishing. It really is. But there are other aspects of the visual end of it that makes it hard.
Watch on that left shore.
For Hillsboro native son Captain Art Sapp, a launch out of his home port brings advantages.
If the fishing's within 50 miles, fishing out of the backyard helps a ton as far as being able to get there easily and everything. I don't have to touch my bait. My bait's been caught and been pinned and chilling and doing like we want it to. So, you know, there's that little bit of comfort of staying at home, you know, actually sleeping in your own bed and everything. It's nice.
For the Wild Billz teams, 4 Races chooses the northern inlet, Liquid chooses the center, and Vitamin C2 is still up in the air.
I will go into tomorrow that we got to win the daily. If we do that, we worry about the second day when it happens. You know, I mean, we're way back in the pack now, but one tournament changes that.
Next week on Wild Billz, the good,
the camaraderie. We work extremely well together. It's a great group of guys, and we fish really, really well together. It's always lighthearted. It's always where you need it to be. Nobody's stressing.
Move that fucking spinning rod.
The bad.
We fish hard, we fish fast. Come on, you know you want it. Let's go, 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 go. We make a lot of crazy calls, and okay, there's an hour left, but we can make a 40-minute run, and they're biting.
And the ugly.
If you don't know how to recover or how to learn from devastating defeats,
What the hell?
how are you ever going to win again? You know, you'll just be a loser the rest of your life.
It's lines in for the Sailfish Challenge.